Darren is a seasonal worker. He is hurt by the current economic situation, so he's not making as much as he used to. He can't find a higher full-time job, which is why he's stuck in this seasonal job. He wants to continue in his current divorce case. He does have a lawyer right now, but he's not making his ends meet, and he's not able to really pay his attorney's fee. So the attorney is threatening to withdraw because he can't pay the attorney's fee. And he wants to know what he can do in this situation to try and convince that attorney to stay on the case.
Well, Dave, let me give you my experience here, okay? If you can't pay a balance of, I'm just picking a number out of the air, of $500, and you're continuing on with the divorce, and it's going up to $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000, then, it's not going to happen. More than likely, what's going to happen, and my experience has been that, hey, after you do the work and the dance is done, oh, gee, people don't want to pay you anymore because you've already done the work. A judge, and he's deceased, is Judge Gerald Bender from Cook County. I went to school with his, I think we both did,
Yes.
with his son, Mike Bender, who
Yes.
was a judge and now in private practice, told me one time that if you don't get paid, you're doing your family a disservice, which is true. People go to work, they expect to get their paycheck, and it is really no difference for an attorney. Now, some attorneys might extend you a little bit more credit and some won't, but there comes a point which is too far beyond any kind of recompense. It's not going to happen. And so now I'm working for nothing. That wasn't our deal. If I agree to do something for nothing and I agree to represent you without getting paid, that's one thing. However, I still have the option of withdrawing. But if I didn't do that and we made an agreement and you're not living up to your end of the agreement, it's sad to say,
Okay.
it's fair enough.
What's the process that Darren should be looking for here in terms of the attorney withdrawing?
Well, the
Is it just
attorney,
a-
right, the attorney will file a motion for leave to withdraw as his attorney, and it'll be motioned up, and it has to be served either personally or by certified mail, and there'll be a hearing date, and then the judge...
Can Darren object to it based on the information I've just told you and relayed to you?
He can object to it, and different judges are different. If a trial date has been set, depending upon which county you're in, some judges might not let the attorney out. Which means now...
Even though the attorney's not being paid?
Even though the attorney's not being paid. I disagree with that. I mean, I understand where that's going because you don't want to delay, but, involuntary servitude was long abolished in the state and in this country. Okay? And so I will tell you, though, do you really want an attorney who's not getting paid to represent you? What do you think that attorney may or may not be doing?
Right. Well, ethically, the attorney would have to be zealously representing the client, but...
Well,
it's a risk,
true.
I would say, to have an attorney that you're not
True.
paying represent you in a divorce case.
Right, and it just depends on where you're at and what the stage of the game is and where you're at.